Hey guys, it's Alex from 7th Hour Films, back again with Steven Universe Future. Last time on, we had Bluebird. A new gem came to Beach City named Bluebird, who was actually the fusion between Aquamarine and Ruby. The eyeball Ruby. And was trying to kill Steven, but was slowly, gaining the trust of everyone until she was finally ready to kill Steven and kill Greg, actually, too. And Greg had to sacrifice his hair in order to get out of that situation. And then Steven fought Bluebird for a little while, and then Garnet, Pearl, and Amethyst fused into Alexandrite and destroyed Bluebird. And then they left, vowing to, well, just be out there and hate Steven. So yeah. That's pretty much that. And the lesson learned was you can't change everyone, and some people don't want to be changed. So yeah, that was pretty much that. With that being said, no spoilers in the comments whatsoever, and we might as well move right along into episode 6. Here we go.
It's been so fun playing, but now we have to clean.
Oh.
Which is also fun. Are you ready to tidy
Oh, is that
up?
Steven and Pearl?
Oh, Onion, don't be that way. Your best friend Rainbow will help you tidy up.
Rainbow.
Let's get things a little more animated in here.
They did fuse, like, Steven with a bunch of them at the end of Season 5, didn't they?
A nest, and then he naps, cause even blackbirds need
I wouldn't
to
let
rest.
Onion keep that.
The fun won't stop if you have a friend around.
It's like Mary Poppins.
The fun won't stop if you have a friend around.
I'll explain to them every possible future where they get hurt in this house.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
He's been a dream for Rainbow. I can take things from here.
Are you sure?
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I hope you can
look
handle
at
him.
Now, making a collage.
I slip on the stairs?
Yes, you shatter on impact.
Jeez.
Garnet, I'm here.
Steven, help. I think I'm scaring them.
Steven,
It's okay.
help.
We got this.
You
Oi.
rockin' pal Sunstone's here to shine.
Hey, Sunstone.
Watch out, Sunstone. It's dangerous in here.
Not if you practice home safety. Don't slip up. Clear objects
Oh,
off
so is
the
this like a
stairs.
PSA episode?
Foul shot. I think he misses Rainbow.
Why did you
I'll be
ever
right
go
there.
to Onion? Alright, we're going back.
Rainbow is back.
His fucking voice.
Oh, dear. I wonder how Garnet is doing.
Probably horribly.
Garnet, I'm back!
Oh no.
What happened? Please, please have everything under control.
Steven, everything is out of control. I can hear him, but I can't see him. I think he's in the walls. I don't know how he got there, and I don't know how to get him out.
Jesus Christ.
Forget it. I'll stay. I'll stay.
Steven, there's a snake.
Never mind.
Just a snake. Oh.
Hello?
Steven,
Oh. Jeez.
not safe here. Hide.
Pearl, you gotta chill out.
Oh my god. Oh, miss.
Now, this just won't do.
Why not take Onion to the safety course?
Phew. Okay, you're coming with me.
Okay,
It's important
yes.
to keep in mind that all these horrible things did happen to you in alternate timelines. Safety is fun.
Hey, Garnet.
Oh, Garnet.
How's about taking another student?
There you
I'm
go.
feeling a little...
I'm combining all my responsibilities into one
Oh, no.
responsibility.
This will make it worse.
It's brilliant. It's fine. I'm fine.
Please fuse something. Man, Steven is really fucking tired.
I need Steven.
Wait, for what?
What is it, Amethyst?
I just miss you, man.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you for like 11 minutes.
Yeah, she hasn't been in this episode.
Steven!
I shouldn't have overbooked my schedule.
Oh. Yeah. It's a PSA. The whole thing was a fucking PSA.
Hey, kids, don't let this happen to you.
God damn it.
Always try
They
to
tricked
manage
me.
your time wisely. You can't be
everywhere at once. Don't pull a Steven, am I right?
I probably need this
Speaking
actually.
of which, hey, but it's also cool to just say you're too busy.
Who are you talking to?
And most importantly, never jump off a cliff. Unless you're a trained professional, that is.
Well, safety zone. Damn it, they got me. They got me. The whole thing was a PSA. Oh. God, that may be one of the funniest episodes of Steven Universe I've ever seen. Just Pearl's existential horror and Onion, which unfortunately that means that was all scripted, you know, within the show itself. Like that would technically like in canon that was also they made that part up, but it's like, God, that was so funny. Just when she just pops into frame, Steven! It's like, Jesus Christ. Oh, I hate that this PSA also applies to me. Like, don't overbook yourselves. Like, fuck it. Now, I'm not doing, like, multiple things at once. I'm doing the same thing, just forever. But, oh my God. I feel it, man. I feel that one. Oh my gosh. The whole thing was a PSA. I can't believe that. I mean, I can, but I should have seen that coming. You know? I should have seen that coming. I like Amethyst just coming in and just being like, no, I want Steven. It's like, why? It's like, well, I feel like I haven't seen you in 11 minutes. It's like, it's the length of the episode. Oh my gosh. This is so brilliant. It's hilarious. This is definitely one of the funniest episodes. They really used Pearl to her best comedic potential. Just, who are you talking to? Bonk! Ow! Oh my gosh. Oh, that is amazing. Just the horror that Pearl had to endure watching Onion alone is hilarious. And that is probably the most filler episode that we've had so far. Like, of all these episodes, that one was definitely, like, they didn't need to do that. That was very filler, but it was clever. It was very clever, and it was hilarious. So, I'll take it. The first thing I wrote down was Rainbow. Now, I do remember at the end of Season 5, Steven had to fuse with all of the gems in order to save them. So, like, they were falling, so he fused with them somehow, even though they were only their gems at that point. So, I don't remember Rainbow. I do remember Sunstone, but, yeah. So, we got Rainbow in this episode, which was funny. This sort of Mary Poppins type, like, it kind of, basically, it was a lot like a male Mary Poppins, though. It was like a male Mary Poppins, you know, taking care of Onion, and was British, so that was funny. I did like Rainbow. Rainbow was fun. And it makes sense. It's a perfect combination of Steven and Pearl. I think it works really well. I also wrote down Sunstone. Sunstone was always the one I didn't quite understand. Like, the personality that Sunstone has, I never really got that. Like, you know, when you fuse Garnet and Steven, you get honestly, you get a PSA. You know, you get a 90s PSA out of it. I never understood that. You know, it didn't seem like that would result from Garnet, you know? But, like, okay, if it was just Ruby, I guess that would make sense. And maybe that's the thing, is that, you know, because it is a three-way fusion, actually, between Ruby, Sapphire, and Steven. But the fact is that Garnet does take a lot... I feel like Garnet takes a lot after Sapphire and not Ruby. So it was always strange that Sunstone took more after Ruby and Amethyst, honestly. Like, I could see more Amethyst in Sunstone than I could Garnet. So I always thought that was weird. So yeah. I wrote down safety. That was funny. You know, and I like, because, you know, it's interesting that, you know, Garnet wouldn't be good at, you know, giving safety lessons at all. I thought that was a funny joke, you know, even though, yes, this is all a part of the PSA that they made. So, you know, that was funny. Just immediately, like, there's nothing else she can do. Garnet just immediately is like, for our safety lesson, let me tell you everything that could happen to you that will get you killed. It's like, Jesus. It's like, you know, just slipping on the stairs. It's like, you'll slip on the stairs and shatter immediately. It's like, Jesus Christ. It's like, I didn't know it was that easy to get shattered, you know? So, that was funny. And, you know, Steven trying to go back and forth and get that under control with Sunstone was funny. And then Onion, you know, at the same time trying to deal with Onion and fusing back into Rainbow. And especially because every time he leaves Pearl, it just gets worse and worse and worse. And it's so funny. Guys, just that, like, let me take it back a sec. I want to take it back to that moment where, I want to take it back to, yeah, that moment where she just appeared. We got a Pearl jump scare, basically. Steven! She's so funny. I love Pearl. She's so fucking funny. It's amazing. So yeah, just this constant back and forth, and it's like, and it makes sense. Like, of all the kids, like, yeah, this wouldn't work with Onion. It's just so funny. And then, you know, her on the phone, like, saying, it's like, I'm sorry, you were such a good kid. You were so good when you were a kid. I'm sorry, I never told you that. He's in the walls, and I don't know how he got in there, and I don't know how to get him out. Just end of call. It's like, Jesus Christ. This is definitely one of my favorite episodes just because of how funny this was. I loved it so much. And then, yeah, the reveal at the end that this was all a PSA. This was all a PSA about safety. That was funny. Well, a PSA about, you know, not overloading yourself, basically, which definitely applies to Steven. Steven, you know, with the role he's now taken on as, you know, this sort of leader of the gems, you know, this guardian, this guide, this, you know, this, yeah, sort of a guide for the gems. It would make sense that he would accidentally overbook himself and die of exhaustion. Because that was the thing, is when he was getting exhausted, I was like, oh man, really? Already? I guess. And then I was like, well, I guess because he's fusing? I don't know. Oh god. But yeah, that was a fun reveal at the end. And especially when it's like, when they started to keep fusing, and it's like, no, Sunstone can do this. And he's like, no, Rainbow can do this. And then Amethyst was like, no, I need Steven. And I was like, why? And they were like, why do you need me? And I was just sitting there like, have they hit the ground yet? And then that's when it hit me. It's like, oh, they're, you know, he falls down. It's like, oh, this was all a PSA, you know. Don't overwork yourself like Steven does, or you might die like Steven did in this PSA. So, yeah, this episode was fucking hilarious. I loved it. God, just everything revolving around Pearl was hilarious. And everything else was hilarious too, but I love just going all the way with Pearl. Going all the way with Pearl, having to deal with Onion. God, that was funny. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. I'm going to move on to the next episode. So with all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my Steven Universe Future reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.